Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, I welcome all of you in this lecture. So, good morning to everyone. Okay, so as you all know that today we are going to discuss our practical number 1. Okay, so let me present my screen to you. Yes, please let me know. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us first discuss our practical number 1 quickly. After that, we will begin with our session of sequences. Okay, so without wasting much of time, let me begin with our question number 1 of practical number 1. So, do you have any doubt in your question number 1?
No, sir.
No, sir. No,
Okay,
sir.
because that question is already there in your textbook, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about question number 2?
No, sir.
No, sir.
हो गया सॉल्व सबको वो?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about question number 3?
No, sir.
कोई डाउट नहीं है?
सर एक
No,
बार
sir.
एक्सप्लेन करो.
See, I think someone has sent me the proof of it yesterday. I think Shweta, right? See, what you are going to do in your question number 3 is,
AMGM inequality.
yes, use the idea is use AMGM inequality. Okay. So in the first step, you are having three real numbers. Let us call it as A, B, and C. So how you are going to take average of these three numbers? A plus B plus C is nothing but average of these three numbers is addition divided by 3. This is AM. Okay. Idea is use AMGM. And we know that AM is always bigger than or is equals to GM. Okay, so if I consider these three real numbers, say A, B, and C, and if I take their average, then what we know, this is always bigger than or is equals to their geometric mean. Now, how can I write their geometric mean of three real numbers? Or
Cube
you can
root of
say
A, B, and C.
three non-negative real numbers. Okay, cube root of ABC. Please remember this. Don't use square root. If you use square root, then you will get wrong answer, because here we are having three real numbers. Okay, so give this equation number 1. Then again we are having AB plus BC plus AC in our problem. So you use those three real numbers. See, if I am saying A comma B comma C are three real numbers, okay, are three real numbers, then what can I say about AB? Can I say this is also a real number?
Yes, sir.
In fact, we are saying these are positive reals. Okay, so the product of two positive reals are also is also a positive real number. Similarly, BC is also positive and AC is also positive. So here now we are having these three real numbers. Okay, which means this belongs to R plus. Now you apply AMGM to these three real numbers. Okay, so here what I am having, AB plus AC plus BC. Okay, see, if I change their order, then also we know that addition is associative, or you can say it is commutative. Use both the properties. Okay, either you add 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, doesn't make any difference. Okay, so if I am taking three real numbers, then according to AM, we are having this quantity, and GM gives me what? Yes, what we are having over here?
A square, B square, C square.
A square, B square, C square. And what about root?
Cube root is
Sir,
always
cube root.
is
Cube
already
root.
there. So 2 by 3
Okay,
in
so
all.
here we are having cube root of A square, B square, and C square. So I can write this is equivalent to A, B, C to the power, what it is?
2 by 3.
2 by 3. And here I am having A, B, C to the power
1 by 3.
1 by 3.
1 by 3. Now what you are going to do is you just multiply 1 and 2.
Multiply.
Okay, means what? लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, राइट हैंड साइड में मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, देन यू विल गेट योर रिक्वायर्ड आंसर. इज दैट ओके फॉर एवरीवन?
Yes, sir.
अभी तक कोई है जिसे समझा नहीं? सी इन दोनों को आपको मल्टीप्लाई करना है. ओके, मल्टीप्लाई करने के बाद न्यूमरेटर न्यूमरेटर से मल्टीप्लाई होगा and denominator से multiply होगा. So in the denominator we are having 9 and here we are having product of a plus b plus c and here I am having ab plus bc plus ac. And what we are having on the right hand side? Use law of indices.
Sir, ABC.
It is simply abc. Okay, now you just shift this 9 on this side. So here we are getting 9 ABC. Is the example clear?
Yes, sir.
Still you have any doubt in this? Yes? Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so let's go ahead and see the next problem. Okay, what about fourth one?
No, sir.
No, sir.
हुआ सबसे सॉल्व?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके, जिससे सॉल्व नहीं होगा तो आई थिंक आपने स्टूडेंट का ग्रुप बनाया होगा तो आप वहाँ पे डिस्कस किया करो. ओके, तो वहाँ पे आपको इनके आंसर्स मिल जाएंगे. व्हाट अबाउट क्वेश्चन नंबर 5?
Yes, sir.
सर वो साइमल्टेनियस इक्वेशन टाइप सॉल्व करना है.
Yes, see, here you need to use the definition of neighborhood. Okay, NP epsilon denotes what? Neighborhood around point. Which point?
P.
P.
So this is the neighborhood around point P of length. Yes, of length
1, 5.
epsilon. This is the notation of what? This is the notation of neighborhood around point P of length epsilon. So how can I write this neighborhood? This is equivalent to say this is P minus epsilon,
P plus epsilon.
comma P plus epsilon. Okay, and on the right hand side we are having 1, 5. So you just need to compare. So this gives me what? P minus epsilon is 1 and P plus epsilon is 5. Now you already know that how to solve these two simultaneous equation. Is
Yes,
it or
sir.
not?
Yes, sir.
The same idea you are going to use in the second part of the same question. Okay, but remember while writing, please make sure that left hand side is always P minus epsilon and right hand side is P plus epsilon. If you interchange their roles, then you will get different answers. Please make sure that your definition is proper. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now let's talk about last question of this practical, that is question number 6. Do you have any doubt in it?
No, sir.
Okay, remember, see, sometimes the same question is going to be framed like determine the set S. Okay. See here, I have asked you express the following set in terms of interval. The same question can be framed like determine the set S, which means what? Again, you need to express the set S in terms of intervals. Now here we are having a quadratic equation. Okay. So I think we have already solved one example based on it, right?
Yes, sir.
So the same trick you are going to play in this example. Is that okay for everyone? Yes, is that okay for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now can I assume that you are going to submit your first practical within 2-3 days?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what about your second practical? किया है कुछ solve second practical में sir? What about first one?
सर फर्स्ट एक्सरसाइज में है ना?
एक्सरसाइज में है या फिर सॉल्व एग्जाम्पल है आपके बुक में? ओके अगर ये एक्सरसाइज में होगा तो सॉल्व एग्जाम्पल में एप्सिलॉन की जगह पे 1/n होगा. दैट इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. Okay, but this is also a straightforward example. Okay, so please try to do this example number 1, and if you are not getting, then please let me know on my Thursday's lecture. What about second one? Yes, I think the second one is there in your textbook, if I am not wrong. Is it? किसी ने नहीं ट्राई किए सेकेंड प्रैक्टिकल में से क्वेश्चन? At least say yes or no so that I can understand.
नो सर.
No, sir.
Sir, I did, but confusion है.
ओके सो फिर से अभी आप क्या करोगे, अच्छे से देखोगे, पूरी टेक्स्ट बुक छान मारो, कहाँ से कॉन्सेप्ट आप लगा पाते हो, या फिर आपको सेम टाइप के क्वेश्चन मिल रहे हैं या सिमिलर टू दिस क्वेश्चंस आपको आपके टेक्स्ट बुक में मिल रहे हैं कि नहीं मिल रहे. ओके एंड ट्राई टू सी एक्सरसाइजेस ऑल्सो. ओके नाउ लेट मी गिव यू एन हिंट फॉर दिस थर्ड वन. ओके क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. Practical number 2, question number 3 in that first one. Okay, here we are having a set S. Oh, what is that set? There is no name mentioned in your problem. You need to find out the infimum and supremum of the set. Let me call it as S. Okay, that set is going to be 1 upon 1/n, where this n belongs to natural number. And if you see the exercises which are there in your textbook, then there you will find that if your set is bounded, then you will have this kind of result. Supremum of a plus b is equals to sup a plus sup b. Now why I'm saying this result, because if you apply this result over here, then it will make this problem very easy. Okay, and another one is infimum of a plus b is equals to infimum of a plus infimum of b. But remember, here there is one condition to apply this result. Here we want a and b to be bounded sets. Okay, Here we want A and B are bounded sets. Okay, this is the short form of bounded. We want both the sets to be bounded set. Now how you are going to apply this result in this problem? Okay, here I am having 1 plus 1 by n. Now both are different. So I am going to consider A to be 1 and B to be 1 by n, where n belongs to natural number. Now observe, can I say A is bounded set?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because it contains only one element, which is itself the lower as well as upper bound for the set A. Now what about set B? Can I say set B is bounded?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have already checked this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now see, in the second problem of practical number 2, there you need to show infimum of set B is 0. Okay. So infimum of this set B is 0 and the supremum of this set B is 1. This we have already calculated. And what is infimum of A?
1.
Infimum of A is 1. What about supremum of A?
1.
Supremum is also 1 because this is the constant. Okay, so here we are having both the sets are bounded sets, so we can apply this result. Okay, so see, remember our aim is to calculate what is supremum of S. Okay, what is supremum of S? But if you observe, S is nothing but the addition of A plus B. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
So, if I want to find the supremum and infimum of S, then we can apply this result. Supremum of S is same as supremum of A plus B. So, what is supremum of A? Supremum of A is 1. And what is supremum of B?
1.
Supremum of B is also 1. So, what can I say about supremum of S?
2.
So, supremum of S is 2. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the same trick you are going to apply for infimum. But remember, the crucial thing here is to understand that you need to pick the bounded sets. If your sets are not bounded, then you are not going to apply this result. Now why you are not going to apply this result? See, you can check that if A and B are not bounded, which means what? We can't find either infimum or supremum. That's why we can't apply this result in case of A and B are not bounded. Okay, tell me what is infimum of A?
1.
1. And what is infimum of B?
0.
0.
0. So what can I say about infimum of set S?
1.
1. So if you apply this result in this example number 1, then this will makes your life easier. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now in the same question, but second example. Okay, in the second example, you need to use different cases. That is, use the definition of modulus function or absolute value function. That is, it is x and it is minus x. This happens when x is bigger than or is equals to 0. This happens when x is less than 0. So here you are having x plus 2. So here also you need to add x plus 2. The same thing you are going to apply for x plus 10, and using that you are going to check which bounds you are getting for this number x, and according to that you are going to make different cases. So please try to solve this. If you won't get it, then please let me know, or let us discuss this practical number 2 in my Thursday's lecture. Okay, till then all of you please try to solve this. Is that okay for everyone?
Yes, sir.
And by Thursday you can submit your practical number 1. I hope there will be no confusion in your practical number 1 now. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us begin with our second unit, which is nothing but sequences. See, in my last lecture we have stopped on this definition of convergence, right? So have you gone through that definition once again at your home?
Yes, sir.
So have you understood that definition?
सर फिर से एक्सप्लेन कीजिए ना.
Okay. Okay, observe, this is the definition. Okay, a sequence AN is said to be convergent sequence, or you can say is said to be convergent to a point, let us call it as A. Okay, when I will say this sequence AN is a convergent sequence to a point, say A, if for every epsilon bigger than 0, there exists a natural number such that this condition holds. That is, mod of an minus a is less than or is equals to epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Now let me tell you the simple trick to understand this definition. Okay, now I am not going in so much details of this definition. See, what you need to understand is, पहले तो मुझे ये बताओ कि इसका मीनिंग क्या है. What is the meaning of for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught? ठीक है, फॉर ऑल भी मत लगाओ, मुझे खाली इसके बारे में बताओ. व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय n बिगर देन और इज इक्वल्स टू n नॉट? Yes.
Sir, n is not non-negative.
See, definitely both the n's are non-negative because we are picking n from set of naturals. You just tell me what is the meaning of n bigger than or is equals to n naught. See, both are natural numbers. And I am saying this n is bigger than or is equals to n naught. What it means? Can I say this n is
Positive real number.
See, this is simply saying what? ये जो भी n होगा वो n naught से बड़ा ही होगा obviously, या फिर बड़ा होगा या फिर इसके इक्वल होगा. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
And here we are saying this is true for all n, which means what? अगर आप n naught कोई भी एक नेचुरल नंबर पिक कर रहे हो तो हमें ये कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई होनी चाहिए. आप कोई भी n कंसीडर करो. ओके, दिस इज ट्रू फॉर ऑल n. You pick any n which is bigger than or is equals to this number n naught. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, तो जब ये true होगा then we are talking about this situation. That is, see now listen my wording properly. After and not, okay, after and not, we are coming closer and closer towards this number A. See, what we are saying here is for every epsilon bigger than 0, there exists a natural number n naught. Means what? After certain stage, let me call that stage as n naught. So after this number n naught, we are coming closer and closer towards this number A. And we are saying that this sequence an is converging to this number A. Now here, okay, here not, there will be no equality over here. This is strictly less than epsilon. Okay. Now, though we are saying this is true for every epsilon bigger than 0 now, but this definition is automatically true for bigger epsilon. Now we are interested in what happens if I pick this epsilon to be so small or very close to 0. Now see, for understanding this definition, you consider this epsilon to be 0. Okay, but it is not actually 0. We are coming closer and closer towards 0. But right now you just understand this epsilon to be 0. Then what can I say about this mod? What is the meaning of this mod is less than 0? Is it possible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why it is not possible? Because we know that if you put any number inside this modulus, then that number is always
Positive.
positive. And here we are saying this modulus is strictly less than 0. So this is not possible, which means what? An minus a is exactly equals to 0. Okay, and this means what? An is equals to a. So if I apply limit on both the sides as n tending to infinity, then what can I say? Limit of any constant number is that number itself. So it is equivalent to say limit of an as n tending to infinity is this number a. Which means what? See, here we are saying after n naught means what is happening towards the tail of this sequence an. Let me explain this definition using an example. Okay, consider 1 by n. Consider 1 by n. Can I say 1 by n is a sequence?
Yes, sir.
So let us list the elements of this sequence. What is the first element?
1.
1.
Second element?
1 by 2.
What is the 10th element?
1 by 10.
1 by 10. What is 100th element?
1 by 100.
1 by 100. So can I say it is 10 to the power 2?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What is thousands element?
1 by 1000.
1 by 1000. So can I say it is 10 to the power 3? Okay, now what happens if I take 10 to the power 7 and so on? Okay, now these are my values of n naught, or you can say these are my values of n's. Okay, so this is first position, second position, 100 position, and so on. Now you just need to observe. See, our aim is to pick a number n naught. See, I am saying there exist n naught. There exist means what? इस सीक्वेंस में कम से कम एक तो नंबर ऐसा मिलेगा दैट इज एन नॉट, सच दैट अगर मैं उस नंबर के बाद में कि अगर कोई भी सीक्वेंस कंसिडर करूंगा, then that sequence is converging very fastly towards the number a, where a is nothing but the limit of this sequence. Now what is the limit of this sequence 1 by n? As n approaches to infinity, where this sequence converge,
Zero.
so this sequence is converging towards 0. Okay, which means what? Can I say 1 by n minus 0 is strictly less than epsilon? Okay, this is our definition of convergent sequence. That is, after some stage n naught, we are having this sequence 1 by n coming closer and closer towards 0. That is the meaning of this is less than epsilon. Okay, see, whenever I am writing any modulus is less than epsilon, which means what? This number an is coming closer and closer towards this number a. That is the meaning of this modulus is less than epsilon. Now this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. So यहाँ पे for what value of n naught I should pick such that the tail of this sequence converging towards 0. Okay, so let me call it as this is my n naught. Okay, so if I consider n naught to be 10 to the power 7, 1 upon 10 to the power 7, then what I am having? After this number 1 upon 10 to the power 7, we are having this sequence 1 by n coming closer and closer towards this number 0. Which means what? The tail of this sequence converges very rapidly towards 0 after this number n naught. That's the meaning of a sequence is convergent to a number a. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
further, we are going to check for what values of n naught we are having this sequence an is coming closer towards this number a. Okay, I can understand that this is a new topic for you, so you won't understand using a single example. But I hope you are getting some idea how we are going to say this sequence an is converging to a whenever this modulus is less than epsilon for certain, for all values of n which are bigger than a particular number say n naught. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's why I told you in my previous lecture that you will have some nightmares after looking towards this definition. Okay, but you can use this equivalent definition. This is familiar to you. Okay. See, whenever I am saying mod of an minus a is strictly less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught, this is equivalent to say limit of an as n approaches to infinity is a. And we are going to call this number a as the limit of the sequence an. And we are denoting it by this symbol, that is an converges to a. Remember, left hand side an is nothing but our sequence and right hand side is any real number. Okay, so you can for simple examples you can use this limit wala definition. But see, there are many examples where this definition won't work. That is limit n tending to infinity an is equals to a. In that case, we need to use this basic definition. तो जो भी आपने 12 स्टैंडर्ड या 11 स्टैंडर्ड में पढ़ा था वो यहाँ से आया था. ओके, दैट इज mod of an minus a is less than epsilon is equivalent to say limit n tending to infinity an is equals to a, which means what? these two numbers are very close to each other after this number n naught. Okay. So our next definition is exactly the opposite of this, that is what is called as divergent sequence. Okay, so a real sequence an is said to be divergent if it is not convergent. Okay, if it is not convergent means what? You need to take the negation of this definition. So you just need to check whether that sequence is convergent or not. If it is not, then you are going to say it is divergent sequence. Okay, now here are some remarks which will help us to solve some exercises based on sequences. So in the process of taking whether a sequence is convergent or not, we actually check what happens to the nth term of the sequence for large n. Okay, then only we are saying that 1 upon n is converging to 0 for bigger values of n. So in fact, what we are saying, we are just checking the nth term of this sequence for large n. If nth term of the sequence n approaches a real number say a, as n becomes larger and larger, then the sequence an is said to be converging to a number a. In other words, what we check is only the tail of the sequence and are not concerned about first few terms of the sequence. In short, what we are saying, you can ignore the first few terms. We are interested only in those terms which are bigger than this number n naught. Okay, that is equivalent to say we are bothering about what happens towards the tail of the sequence. The epsilon n naught definition only indicates that how much ever small epsilon maybe we will be able to find. Okay, which see what it is saying is, as I already told you that definition is true for bigger epsilon. So we are just bothering about what happens if I pick this epsilon to be very small. Whether we can able to find a number n naught such that after n naught terms, the distance between nth term and this number a is as small as possible. We want depending on the choice of epsilon. Okay, so choice of epsilon is on us, that is we need to pick this epsilon to be bigger than or is equals bigger than 0. So if I decrease this length, that is epsilon, or if I decrease the value of epsilon, then we are coming closer and closer towards this number a. And that's why we are saying this a is nothing but the limit of our sequence an. Okay, so you please go through this remark carefully so that you can able to understand what is happening in our sequence. Okay, now let us apply this definition to this example 1 by n. Okay, see we already know that the limit of 1 by n approaches to 0 if we say that this n approaching towards infinity. So here what is the value of an? You need to compare it with limit n tending to infinity an is equals to a. Okay, so you need to compare this limit with this limit. So tell me what is an after comparing. So here an is 1 by n, and what is a?
0.
So a is 0. Okay, so after comparing here we are getting that an is 1 by n and a is 0. So let epsilon bigger than 0 be any real number. We are interested in this n naught. So to find n naught belongs to natural number such that mod of an minus a, which is equivalent to say mod of 1 upon n minus 0, is less than epsilon. Okay, there will be no equality. Okay, so this modulus we want, this is less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Which means what? Now we are going to find out the value of n naught such that this will work. Now please observe how we are going to find this value n naught. Now note that what we are having, epsilon is anyway bigger than 0. So what can I say about 1 upon epsilon?
Bigger than 0.
So this 1 upon epsilon is also bigger than 0. Which means what? Here we are having a real number. So by Archimedean property, what we are having? Yes.
Natural number is greater than real number.
Okay, so by Archimedean property, we can find a natural number. Let me call that natural number as n naught. So there exists a natural number n naught such that this real number is less than our natural number n naught. Okay. Now you shift the role of epsilon and n naught. So we can say that 1 upon n naught is strictly less than epsilon. यहाँ तक clear है?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now observe. See, we are interested in n bigger than or is equals to n naught, because this we are having in our definition. So when n bigger than or is equals to n naught, then what can I say about 1 by n and 1 by n naught? Can I say
First,
1 upon n is less than or is equals to 1 upon n naught?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because after taking the reciprocal, inequality reverses. So we can say that. Now observe this. Mod of 1 upon n minus 0 is equivalent to mod of 1 upon n. Yes or no? But n is anyway a positive number. So 1 upon n is also a positive number. So we can neglect this modulus because the number which is positive inside the modulus is just that number itself. So we can neglect the modulus. And using this, we are having 1 upon n is less than or is equals to 1 upon n naught. But using Archimedean property, we have concluded that 1 upon n naught is strictly less than epsilon. So here we are having this number is strictly less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. So in fact, what we have shown that 1 upon n minus 0 is less than epsilon, which we want in the definition. Okay, this is our aim, is to show for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught, which we have shown it over here. So by the definition of convergent sequence, we can say that this 1 upon n is converging to 0, which is equivalent to say limit 1 by n as n approaches to infinity is 0. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now can anybody tell me which, see here what we have said. Here we said that we need to find this number n naught. So by observing this solution, can you tell me which n naught we are picking such that after this number n naught, we are approaching very fastly towards 0? Yes? See, we want n to be bigger than or is equals to n naught, which means what? We are having something or some condition on this n naught. Okay, if you observe this here, what we said, by Archimedean property we are having n naught to be bigger than 1 by epsilon. Okay, so this definition is holding for those n naught which are bigger than this number 1 by epsilon. Okay, it might surprises you because as this is our first example based on the definition of convergent sequence. So you just try to think on this, why we are saying to find this number n naught and how we are getting this n naught using Archimedean property. This will be more clear to you if you do many problems based on the same definition, that is the definition of convergent sequence. So all of you please try to understand this example which we are solving using the definition of convergent sequence, where we are getting the values of n naught which are bigger than 1 by epsilon. So for what values of n this is true, that is 1 upon n converging to 0, all those values which are bigger than 1 by epsilon. Okay, now here we are having another example based on epsilon and not definition, but as this is already 12:14, do you have your next lecture now, or shall I continue? Yes, do you have your next lecture?
No, sir.
Say it loudly, what you said, yes or no?
No, sir.
So shall I continue? 15 more minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us understand how we are going to find out the value of n naught in this second example. Now I think it will be clear for what value of n naught we are having. This is approaches to 3 by 5. But let me tell you, you are not going to apply this definition in case of MCQ's question. Okay, because in MCQ type format or in any your competitive exams, you will not get so much time to check whether this definition is working for epsilon and not or not. Here we are using the concept of limits which we have already studied in our 11-12 standard. Now suppose if they won't give us this limiting value, okay, so my question is, can you able to find out the limit of this function 3n plus 2 upon 5n minus 4? How you are going to solve such kind of limits? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So tell me where it converge. Or what is the limit of this function?
Sir, minus 1 by 2.
Is it minus 1 by 2? Which means what? You are contradicting them. You are saying, see, they are saying it is 3 by 5 and you are saying minus 1 by 2. Which means what? कोई तो wrong है, या तो आप wrong हो या फिर वो wrong है. How you are solving such kind of limits in your junior college? First of all, tell me, have you solved this kind of examples?
सर डिफरेंशिएट लॉपिटल एल लॉपिटल लगा देंगे.
क्या होता है लॉपिटल, पता है?
हाँ सर, डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे तो 3 by 5 आ जाएगा.
सी लेकिन आपको 12th स्टैंडर्ड में लॉपिटल रूल नहीं है, राइट?
सर है, सिखाया भी है।
बाकी के स्टूडेंट्स को सिखाया?
No, sir.
यस, बाकी के स्टूडेंट्स को पता है व्हाट इज लॉपिटल रूल?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
So we can't apply that rule over here.
सर लेकिन डिफरेंशिएट कर देंगे ना।
सी लेकिन अभी हम उस पर नहीं जाएंगे, दैट इज वो हम नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर में सीखेंगे। ओके अभी के लिए हम नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि आप में बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट हैं, उन्हें लॉपिटल रूल पता ही नहीं है, तो हम वो नहीं अप्लाई करेंगे। ओके now how we are going to get the answer of this sequence as 3 by 5 when you are having n tending to infinity? सॉल्व किया है ऐसे एग्जांपल्स इन योर जूनियर कॉलेज? यस। और मैं भी क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ ना, आपके तो आई थिंक जूनियर कॉलेज ऑनलाइन ही गए, राइट? ओके ठीक है। सी लेट मी टेल you how you are going to obtain. See, whenever we are having n converges to infinity, so if I directly substitute the limit inside this function, then we are having infinity by infinity form. Okay? And this is the idea behind L'Hopital rule. Okay, whenever we are having infinity by infinity form, or you can say 0 by 0 form, then in that case we are going to apply L'Hopital rule. But here we are not going to apply L'Hopital rule.
सर
Yes,
सर इन द अबाव इक्वेशन कैन वी टेक आउट कॉमन n फ्रॉम बोथ द साइड?
exactly. The same trick we are going to play it here. Okay, you just take n common. So here I am having 3 plus 2 by n. Okay, and here also we are having n 5 minus 4 by n. Now you can cancel this n. Now apply limit n tending to infinity. Okay, if you apply limit n tending to infinity in the numerator, then you can see this term blows up. Okay, or you can say converges to 0 using this definition. Similarly, this terms blows up, converges to 0. So what remains here? 3 by 5. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Anybody has any kind of confusion in it?
No, sir.
Okay. So now you compare this with the standard definition. So what we can say, this is what? This is an, and this 3 by 5 is nothing but a. Okay? By comparing the given problem with the definition of limit. Is that okay? समझ रहा है या नहीं समझ रहा? At least say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
See what we are saying, limit n tending to infinity, an is equals to a. So just compare this thing with above thing. So here what we are having, an is nothing but this term, and this is our a. Okay. So let us pick epsilon be any real number, or you can say epsilon be any arbitrary real number. Now our aim is to check. See here we have already shown that this is converging towards 3 by 5. So now we are going to prove the same thing using the definition of convergence. For that, what we want? We want this modulus to be less than epsilon. Okay, that is our aim. Our aim is to show this modulus is less than epsilon. So let us first try to simplify this modulus and let us see how we are going to get this modulus to be less than epsilon. So you just plug the values of an and a inside this modulus. So an is 3n plus 2 upon 5n minus 4 minus 3 by 5. Okay, now do the cross multiplication. ओके एंड यहाँ तक सिंप्लीफाई करके आ जाओ एंड प्लीज लेट मी नो आप सब यहाँ तक पहुंचे कि नहीं पहुंचे. यस यहाँ तक समझाओ.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are nothing but the basic algebra. Now what is the relation? See, here we are having 22 upon 5 into 5n minus 4. Now observe what is the relation between this term and this term. Can I say 22 by 5 into 5n minus 4 is less than or is equals to 25 by 5 into 5n minus 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because 22, see denominator is same and 22 is less than 25. So we can say that. Now you can cancel. So here we are having 5 upon 5n minus 4. Okay, now what is our aim? Our aim is to show this number is less than epsilon. Which means what? We need to find out the value of n such that this number is less than epsilon. So the step is done to reduce calculation. ओके तो अब हमें जो दिखाना है हम वही लेके चलेंगे और n पे हम कंडीशन फाइंड आउट करेंगे हाउ वी आर गेटिंग द कंडीशन ऑन n. Remember what is our aim? Our aim is to show this number is less than epsilon. So you assume this, okay? 5 upon 5n minus 4. And don't forget, this we need to show. And our aim is to find the value of n naught such that this holds. Okay, our aim is to find the value of n naught such that this condition holds. And this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Now remember this trick, always we are going to use this trick to find this number n naught. Okay? Okay? So you just assume that this division is strictly less than epsilon. Okay? So you just shift or take the reciprocal. So after taking the reciprocal, here we are having 5n minus 4 divided by 4. And this is bigger than, this is bigger than 1 upon epsilon. Okay? Now just shift this 5 on the right hand side. So here we are having 5n minus 4 which is bigger than 5 by epsilon. Now shift this 4 on the right hand side. So here we are having 5 upon epsilon plus 4. Now you shift this 5 on the right hand side. So here we are having n which is bigger than 1 upon 5 into 5 epsilon plus 4. Now after further simplification, here we are having 1 upon epsilon plus 4 by 5. So here what we are saying is, here we are saying n is bigger than this number 1 upon epsilon plus 4 by 5. So if I compare this with this definition, So we can say that we can pick n naught to be the number which is bigger than this number. Okay, using Archimedean property. Because see, epsilon is anyway positive number, so 1 by epsilon is also positive. And if I add 4 by 5 to that positive number, then that is also positive, which is a real number. So this is the real number, so we can always find a natural number which is bigger than this real number using Archimedean property. So, in fact, we choose n naught to be greatest integer plus 1. Okay, we are going to pick n naught to be the number which is bigger than this real number. Okay, so bigger than this real number, which means what? As this is the real number and n naught is the natural number, so what we are going to do is we are going to take its greatest integer value and we are adding 1. See, greatest integer value gives me an integer less than or is equals to this number, and here we are adding one more, or here we are adding 1 to that integer, or you can say that natural number. So we can pick this is the value of n naught. So after this number n naught, all the terms of the sequences coming closer and closer towards this number 3 by 5. That's the meaning of this definition, and in this way you are going to obtain the value of n naught. Okay, here you just need to play this trick. That is, you just assume this number is less than epsilon, though we need to prove it. But for simplification, for finding the value of n naught, you just need to assume this number is less than epsilon, and after further simplification, you will get that you need to pick n naught which is bigger than this real number using Archimedean property, and you just add 1 and say this n naught is exactly equals to this real number, this natural number. See, observe here we are saying two things. Okay, here we are saying n naught is strictly bigger than this number, and here we are saying n naught is exactly equals to the greatest integer value plus 1. Okay, why? Because here we are adding plus 1 in this real number. That's why here we are getting equality. So this is the idea to find n naught. Okay, so for all n bigger than or is equals to this n naught, we have this is less than or is equals to 5 upon 5 n minus 4. Now remember, our aim is to show this number is less than epsilon. For that, what you are going to play, you just see this is given to us for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Now you make this over here. So you just multiply this with 5. So here we are having 5n bigger than or is equals to 5 times n naught. Now you subtract 4 from both the sides. So after subtracting 4, we are having this kind of relation. Now you take the reciprocal. So after taking the reciprocal, inequality reverses. Okay, so here inequality reverses. So here we are having this modulus is strictly less than or is equals to 5 upon 5 n minus 4, and this is less than or is equals to 5 upon 5 n naught minus 4, which is less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Okay, now how I am getting this number is strictly less than epsilon? Because this we have already checked it over here. Okay, observe, we are getting n naught by assuming this condition only, that is 5 upon 5 n minus 4 is less than epsilon. So you just solve it backward. Okay, यहाँ से आप backward solve करो तो आपको पता चल जाएगा that this number phi upon phi n naught minus 4 is strictly less than epsilon, and this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. So we can conclude that this sequence converging to 3 by 5 using the definition. I hope see, I don't expect that you understand each and everything which we have covered it today, but at least you can try to understand it. Okay, I can understand this is a very difficult at the starting for you to grasp this definition. That's why I already told you that you got some nightmares after hearing this definition. So please be careful and calm your mind and again go through these examples and please try to understand this definition. Okay? So let me stop this lecture here. Okay, now all of you can exit from this meeting.
Thank you, sir.